Mics are hot, on live.
This conference will now be recorded.
You're live.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Thursday, September 19th, 2024 edition of the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals. My name is Robert Tatro. I am the chair. I'm calling this meeting to order. I was just informed, in the interest of fairness and saving you all folks some time, that if you are here for the 6:15 hearing, one of the attorneys will not be available this evening. We just found this out literally as the meeting just started to sign in now. So might be some discussion when we open it at 6:15, but it's very likely that this meeting will be continued until next month. So rather than have you sit around and wait, it's up to you, but I just wanted to inform you now that, so you're not stuck sitting here listening to me all night and then find out at 6:15 that we're not going to be able to do anything. Yes, ma'am. No. What will happen is that's a great question. I'm sorry, but just to repeat it because she wasn't at the lectern, the lady in the audience asked if would they be re-notified, and the answer to that is no, because what will happen is when the 6:15 hearing comes up, we will open it and we will continue it. So that means it will remain open. You can file public opinion, you can attach emails to it, you can do whatever you want until the next hearing goes on. So as long as it remains open, this is your official notification. I'm sorry?
I said we can still get some communication on this tonight as to what we feel, or we can...
Yes, that's a great question, actually. So again, if we're open there, they're not going to do their presentation. That's the only issue, because having public comment before the presentation to know exactly what they want to build might be considered prejudicial on our part. So I don't think that necessarily would be a good move for us in terms of what the board is required to do. If we get to that point and they do a presentation, then certainly we'll allow for public comment, of course.
So we can just let you open it and then continue it, and then we come back next month?
Yeah, that's really, if they don't have any information to share with us tonight, that will be the procedure. We'll open it, it will get continued the next month, and then we're just going to move on. It's really pretty much about it. Okay.
Yeah, if I can, Mr. Chairman, I spoke to the applicants regarding that 25 vinyl project, and they asked for a continuance, and no one will be present tonight on that application.
So there you go, folks. So they asked for a continuance, and nobody will be present this evening. So rather than have you sit here and waste your time, if you're here for that particular hearing, you can probably just go ahead and go home. So we're going to open it and continue it. Okay, so I do have some other things to read. Also, yes, for you guys that are interested in hearing for the Vinyl Street application, October 17th at this time in the same room is the next, that's our next meeting, October 17th. So that's your official notice to appear at October 17th hearing. Okay, so even though the board has voted to remove the hybrid format, we had a technical error because it was left on the agenda, and it's just to be safe, we're going to continue using it this evening. So I'm going to read through it. To confirm member access, this is the open meeting of the Town of Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals and is being operated as a hybrid format under Chapter 107 of the Acts of 2022. The public can join the meeting remotely by telephone at 1-646-749-3112 and enter the access code 944-571-349, or join by computer by visiting globalgotomeeting.com, and a box will appear in the upper right corner. You'll type in 944-571-349, and that will bring you to our meeting. All supporting materials that have been provided to the members of this body are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. As a preliminary member, again, my name is Robert Matter. Again, my name is Robert Tatro. I'm the chair, and that's going to confirm that we have all members present, and then we'll continue. Vice Chair Michael Marin.
Present.
Richard Cussy.
Present.
J. Lawrence Chicolo.
Present.
Megan Roach.
Present.
Caitlin Bush.
Present.
Ryan Garabedian is not with us this evening. And on the town side, I have Jeff Ziaverka, Land Use Coordinator.
Here.
And Gary Allard, Building Commissioner.
Here.
Great. Anybody else from the town side? Hearing none, seeing none. Okay, so I have covered that. I covered this. We have nobody. Do I have anybody calling in on the remote access that would like to speak to any of the hearings this evening? If you could identify yourself, I would appreciate it. Okay, so we'll continue on as that goes. So the 6 o'clock PM hearing, applicant Gabriel Allen requesting a special permit under section 3.9.1.2 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a home occupation located at 170 Hampton Street, map 12, parcel 118. Is the applicant present? Hi, if you could approach the lectern, please, ma'am, and just give us an overview of what you'd like to do. Do I have a motion to open the hearing?
Chairman, motion open the hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There,
Aye.
if you like.
Any opposed?
Yeah, those mics are all on.
No.
Thank you. Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Thanks. Yeah, so we actually are just trying to do a private pre-booked concierge limo service, very different than a ride share for private businesses. So really what we're looking to do is park a commercially licensed vehicle at our residence. And when we were looking through the Auburn Town bylaws, it stated that we needed to request a special permit in order to do so. So that's what we're here for.
Okay. Do I have any abutters here that would like to speak on this hearing? Ma'am, if you could approach the lectern, give us your name and address, and go ahead and... Wherever, yeah, that's fine.
I'm Lynn Pearson, I'm at 172, and I'm right next door. Guess I have a couple of questions. Is this just for one vehicle, and how much activity is going to be going in and out?
Okay.
Who oversees the compliance that is only one vehicle and there isn't an increase in traffic that's going in and out of there? And is it just issued to these individuals, or does it have something to do with the property itself? The other thing is these people are renters, so the owner is also here. I'm not sure if the lease has anything about the business out of the home or not, so I have those concerns.
Okay, I appreciate that. So what I'm going to do, normally I turn it over to the board members, and we can address some of those concerns as we go through. And then if we have any other concerns or comments that come up, we can bring you back up.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so as I usually do, can I turn it over to Vice Chair Maron?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for being here. I did take a look at the property. So you're talking about one commercial vehicle in that driveway, right? Do you have a garage in the back of the property?
We do.
Okay, so when you turn around, I mean, I know that goes down, driveway goes in the back of the house in the one car or two?
It's one-car garage. We currently have 3 personal vehicles. So we're just changing the license plate on one of them it's an SUV, from a normal driver plate to a commercial library plate.
Okay, so one car goes in the garage, 2 in the driveway, and you're just flipping one of them? Okay. As far as, I'm assuming, but based on the nature of your business, but you're not going to have customers there at the house?
No, not at all.
Any signage?
No.
And then, I guess I'll just ask, but give my other board members a chance to jump in. Hours of operation for the business?
It's a private business for, honestly, like CEO clients out of the city of Worcester, so it's whatever times they need. Currently, my husband goes to work at 3 o'clock in the morning, so he's a truck driver, so it's whatever they need. Yeah.
And so, and I don't put words in your mouth, but the way I categorize it is, as far as the business that's being conducted at that residence, you're just talking about parking one commercial vehicle there.
Parking
I mean,
one commercial vehicle.
that's the business activity that's essentially you're asking for.
Exactly. That's just the change we're looking for. We didn't want to be non-compliant with the Auburn bylaws, to have a commercial plate there and not let you guys know what we were doing.
Thanks for being here. Mr. Chairman, I'm going to reserve, but I don't have any additional questions at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, who will be driving the vehicle?
My husband.
So a special permit, the permit will be in your name, the special permit. So if they were to move, the special permit would go away, correct?
Correct. Thank you. Mr. Chacolo, sir?
I'm all set for now.
Thank you. Ms. Bush?
I don't have any questions.
Ms. Roach?
I do not have any questions either. No,
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Do we have any other, well, let me check in here first. So do we have anybody calling in remotely that is interested in speaking on this hearing? Okay, hearing none, seeing none, we're going to move on. So, ma'am, do you want to speak again?
Well, I just had a question.
You have to come up to the microphone for me, though, it has to be recorded.
Have the outstanding question of, like I said, they are renters. What does their lease say? Are they able to run a business out of this location? And
Honest-
also the owners of the owner that actually owns the location, do they have any say in whether this happens?
Yeah, I mean, of course, they would have a say if
Okay.
if they own the property, they certainly could
Okay.
have a say of whether or not it would be approved or not.
Okay.
They would have to demonstrate proof of property ownership. Can't just, I don't have that
Right.
information in front of me.
Yep,
I mean, but sure,
okay.
absolutely.
Okay, all right. So those could still be outstanding questions to be answered?
Well, yeah, so what would happen was, in the event a special permit is issued, all special permits expire with the applicant. They don't continue with the property.
Yep,
So,
okay.
if they were to move, if they were to sell the property, whatever the case may be,
Yep.
that special permit just goes away.
Right, understood.
As far as, I've asked a couple of times already if the owner of the property wanted to speak. You said they were here this evening?
Yes.
Okay, does somebody want to speak on this? You're the property owner, do you want to speak on this? No, if you want, if you do, I just need you to speak up and come up here, that's all.
I spoke to the management company, because we have a management company.
Speak into the microphone.
I did speak to the management company and about the lease, and he said as long as it's not acting like a storefront with traffic and everything coming and going, that it doesn't affect the lease. So that's all I can say.
Right, no, exactly. I just wanted to make sure there was no special conditions or riders in your paperwork or anything that might prevent that from happening, that's all.
According to the
Otherwise,
management
we have to
company.
look at this as we would look at every other application, is all I'm trying to say, so.
Right.
Do you have any concerns over it?
No, I personally no, but I mean, I don't know.
Quite frankly, what I can tell you is, from our experience on the board, is when people come for special permits for a home occupation, again, this because it's a commercial plate being parked in a residential property, it doesn't sound like they're increasing the number of vehicles at all, or really increasing the activity at all. What really happens is they get to finally take something off on their taxes, how small and minuscule it might be,
Kinda
but now
forgive.
they have the ability to claim that they have a business in their residence. I mean, that's really, I would say 90% of the people, regardless of what they do here, when they come before us, is really the purpose of it. So, they don't turn into larger businesses, generally speaking, at the household level. So if that makes you feel any better, or if that, might kind of explain what the purpose of this is.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought that's what it was, so.
Okay. So just in case, one more time, do you have any questions or concerns for?
Not a concern, Mr. Chairman, if I can just follow up with the
Please. you would check with the management company, I guess I don't understand that relationship.
We have a management company to take care of, the property for us.
Okay.
So I just wanted to verify with them, as long as it's okay with the lease. I didn't,
Okay,
I
so is their
want-
lease with you or lease through a management company?
Well, we have an agreement with the management company, and they go through the management company.
Okay, so their lease is on a third party. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
No,
I
absolutely.
don't know what
Mr.
he's
Cussy?
looking for.
Just to clarify for the abutter, you have no issues with the business running out of that?
As long as it doesn't affect anything, as long as it doesn't change anything that's currently going on.
Right.
I mean, my husband is out of town right now, but
Yeah.
he couldn't be here. I don't,
They stated that it's going to be the same amount of vehicles. The owner's going to be driving, so. I just want to clarify for the abutter that, and then the special permit goes away when they move, so. All right?
I'll switch off.
And I think also it's important to add too, that is, the issuance of a special permit does not necessarily guarantee a different level of conduct from the applicant either. A simple complaint, so to speak, to the Department of Inspectional Services would lead to a question, so just because they have the special permit doesn't now mean that they can, load the driveway with 10 vehicles.
Thank you, that was my next question. It's like, what recourse do I have if I suddenly see all kinds of activity going on over there, and there's more vehicles, and there's coming and goings at
yeah,
all hours?
absolutely. And
Do I have a recourse?
Right, yeah, absolutely. I
Okay.
mean, you could immediately call the Department of Inspectional Services. They would,
Okay.
I'm very confident that they would address that. You know, one of the things that we say on this board is that we'd like to vigorously help the business districts, but we also want to make sure that we preserve the integrity of the neighborhoods.
Yep.
That's our number one mission as far as I'm concerned with the wells and
Okay.
that. So
Okay.
we don't want anything happening to the same neighborhoods that we live in either,
Okay,
you know, so.
okay.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, so one of the original questions from the abutter was a matter of compliance, and so in follow-up of that, if there were in fact complaints, one of the things that we can do, if in fact this moves forward with a positive vote, is that we could condition to just keep honest the original application of one car, one commercial car in the driveway.
Right.
And thereby, if there was an increased activity, and we're presupposing, but if there wasn't any increased activity beyond the scope of what we approved, then that'd be something that could be reported on.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome. You're all set. You can go whenever you like. Yeah, you don't have to wait for the judge to dismiss you. This is the courtroom. Okay, anybody else? Questions, concerns, comments? Over on this side, ladies?
Nothing for me.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Do I have a motion to close the public portion of the hearing?
Mr. Chairman, motion to close.
Does I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. Okay. Any more comments, discussions, or a motion?
I have none.
I'll make a motion to approve the application for the special permit for a home occupation conducted in the dwelling located at, 170 Hampton Street, Auburn, Mass, under section 3.9.1.2, with standard conditions along with the special condition that it not to exceed one vehicle.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, you're all set. Good luck. You can contact the Department of Inspectional Services in the next few days, and I'm sure they can complete the paperwork with you and get you all set up.
Okay, that's in this building too?
Yes, right down, actually, right out there and take a left. It's right there.
Yeah, and if I may, Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for coming forward.
Yes.
I mean, this is the kind of thing that someone mischievous could just see what they could get away with and not, but your conscientious nature of wanting to make sure that you abide by the bylaw. We really appreciate you coming forward.
Yes.
A lot of reading, thank you.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you both. Absolutely. Thanks for being here.
Okay, we'll let them walk out for a minute, and then we'll move on to the next hearing. Do I have a motion to close that hearing, by the way, just to make sure? Did I do that already?
Mr. Chairman?
I did, okay, I just want to make
Yeah.
sure. Okay, they're filtering out. The next is a 605 applicant, Richard Lundgren Incorporated, requesting a special permit under 7.8 of the Auburn zoning bylaw to erect a non-conforming sign located at 163 Washington Street, map 27, parcel 13. Do I have a motion to open the hearing?
Mr. Chairman, motion to open the hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Hearing is now open. Evening. Good evening, how are you? Good. We just want to make sure, they don't realize that the petition is open between us, so they can get kind of loud. Okay, so this hearing is open, and we have the applicant present. Good evening, sir. If you'd just like to go ahead and introduce yourself and give us an overview of what you'd like to accomplish, please?
Sure, I'm Chuck Stearns, I'm the general manager at Lundgren Honda on Route 20, and we're looking to replace our current sign with a larger sign.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chair, just for the record, my name is Joshua Lee Smith. I'm the land use counsel hired by the company applicant with respect to this project. As Chuck had mentioned, this sign was originally erected back when the dealership was first constructed, which goes back to 2012. So it's been there for quite some time. It is in need of maintenance. It's a little bit faded, but also, more importantly to the company, Honda has rebranded a lot of its signage across dealerships. So this is timely for the applicant to be able to replace the sign due to maintenance, but also update the sign with respect to the new design that is incorporated in the application that we submitted. I'm just going to really, really briefly just run through the site. I'm sure the members are very familiar with this property. As you said, this is located at 163 Washington Street. This is just an outline, as you can see, right off of Route 20. Pretty much of a business/industrial type of a neighborhood. And this here, Mr. Chair and members, this is a depiction of what would be the proposed sign with the new design. So what exists there today is approximately 21-foot tall sign, and what my client is proposing is a 39 and 10-inch sign in terms of the height. So it would be an increase in terms of the height. It would also be an increase with respect to the total area. The existing sign, as it sits today, is also non-conforming, as you mentioned, Mr. Chair. So we are seeking a special permit with respect to this new sign. This is just a comparison, as you can see here on the left, the existing sign as it sits there today, and then a photo sim of what would be the new sign. Part of this, and we'll show you some illustrations here. This is a depiction, again, going eastbound along Route 20. You can see the sign over in this area here. So this is an entry sign. And there's other sort of wall signs that are located on the building. But here's the sign that is the subject of this meeting as it exists today. And then here is a simulation that depicts what the proposed new sign would look like. Again, from the westbound side, this is the sign as it exists today. And then, again, photo sim of what the sign would appear if installed. This here shows a little bit some of the challenges with respect to the visibility of the sign. And visibility is really everything. If you're a business owner or your family members who are business owners, signage is everything. So here you can see, just going back a little, not too far a distance from this vantage point, if you're driving on eastbound side, there's visibility issues with respect to the existing trees as you're approaching the dealership. And before I move on, we don't have a depiction here, but again, for those who are familiar with the site, if you go from the opposite side, there's also that same challenge with respect to trees, but also other signs that are currently blocking the visibility of that existing sign. This is, we wanted to show this dealership. This is the Mazda dealership, and over at 189 West Washington Street, down the street. Here, they do not have an entry sign. And the reason for that, again, if you're familiar with this site, is because there's some, the grade at the entry point slopes down. So they would have to, if they were to do what currently exists at the Lundgren site, Mazda would have to erect an even taller sign than we are proposing. But as you can see here, so what they have done, they've got a sign, a pylon sign that is elevated, up gradient, and but the height is similar to what we are proposing. So ours is on the street level and a certain height. Theirs is technically a shorter sign because it's from their grade, which is an elevated grade, is obviously higher. This is just another viewpoint showing how their sign is elevated on a higher grade. And these next couple of slides are just other examples of other signage in the town of tall signs, similar in size, similar in height in other parts of the town. So this one's over at 2 Washington Street, and then this one is same location, but on the Worcester side. And so we're happy to answer any questions. Just wanted to give you a little more context so you can get a sense of what we're proposing. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
So do we have any abutters here this evening that would like to speak on this matter, or anybody calling in? I have a Tricia Wildridge. Good evening, ma'am. Are you here to speak on this matter at all?
I am. I think my mic's on. Yes.
Hey, how are you?
Pardon?
No, I'm just checking in to make sure you can hear us. Do you have, issue, or do you have any concerns, issues you want to share with us on this hearing for the 605 applicant?
I was really trying to hear and I could not understand most of what was being said. So I feel a little, and I'm sick, so I didn't want to actually come in person.
Okay,
So I
so what they're
apologize, but
proposing is basically replacing the existing sign with a similar sign that is just 10 feet taller.
Oh, is that it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that sounds fine.
And basically, I'm not sure if you can see where if you can see the rendition at home or not, but and I'm going to reserve the comment for the board, but it looks to me like this would actually increase safety turning into the parking lot, in my humble opinion, if you wanted to know what at least one of us thought.
Okay, yeah, no, I can't see the visuals, so, but, yeah, so I'm trying to visualize which, like, where, is it gonna be in the same place?
Yes, through the chair, it would be located in the same place.
Yeah, so just a replacement.
Okay. All right, that sounds, I can't think of anything that would be wrong with that.
Okay. Well, if you'd like to hang out and listen with us for a few minutes, I'm going to pass it around to the members of the board, and you can hear what their questions or comments are.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, hold on one second. Vice Chair Maron, to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any lighting plan for this sign?
Any lighting plan?
It's illuminated internally. I don't know that we would have any kind of ground lighting. I don't think so. I think it's just being...
Is the blue column, would that be lit up, or is that just a solid piece?
I don't know if that lights up or not. I can obviously get the answer to that.
I don't think they do, because I've seen these at similar dealerships. I just wanted to, just curious, that's all.
So this is going on the same exact footprint? It's not going any closer to the road or any farther out?
No, we'll have to look into if we can utilize the base that's there now. It might have to be expanded a little bit, as I'm told.
Will it be expanded towards the road, if it is?
No, it would be this way. It wouldn't be this way towards the road, it would be this way.
Inside the property? Okay. All right.
And I'll confirm that.
The signage that's there, I mean, this is almost double height. This almost doubles the height, but minus a few inches, right?
That's correct.
So this brings it up literally a double height to where it is now. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to reserve no additional questions this time.
Okay. Mr. Cussy?
Yeah, so this new sign is, this is probably what the Honda, that they want the dealerships to replace the signs. This is what they're requiring?
That's correct.
It's a
This is
different
what
design.
Honda dealerships are
Different
requiring
design, yeah.
for you to do. That's all I wanted to clarify.
Thank you. Mr. Chacolo, sir?
Mr. Chairman, could you instruct the applicant to speak into the microphone?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, sir, while you're sitting here.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if it was me
Yeah,
or
we don't-
Josh.
They don't record that well, so,
Okay.
oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
The question, and I believe you referred to it, Mr. Maron. This is 38 feet, 39 feet tall.
Yeah, 39 feet, 10 inches, to be exact.
So as, I believe you said almost double.
It's almost double the existing
Yeah.
sign in my view.
And there's no portion that would be lighted?
The very top portion, the panel sign itself would be lit.
And it will not be expanded towards the street. What I'm asking that for is, I don't want to see any view, a customer left or right, any more being blocked. So it will not be expanded towards the street.
The location of the sign itself, you're asking whether it would be closer to the street?
Well, the base is going to have to be bigger.
Right, but it runs parallel to Route 20. It doesn't run it doesn't run across it that way, right? Am I saying that correctly? Yeah. So it does, okay, yeah.
It does.
The wide part of the sign excuse me,
that's
the
not.
wide part
that's
of the
drop.
sign is parallel with Route 20?
And they're going to have to come out because
As it's told to me, yes, by the potential installer. If they do have to go with a bigger pad, it'll go that way,
Right.
parallel to Route 20, like you said,
Will not go further towards the street.
as it's told to me, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I have- That's all I have for right now.
Thank you. I apologize for interrupting you, Mr. Chacolo. I mean, I can't envision that you're going to be able to use the same pad because you're 10 feet, you're 2 feet over what you have now.
Actually,
In width alone, they're going from 8 to 10.
if I'm coming east or west on Route 20, logically, to me, you're going to want me to see Honda, not the edge of that sign.
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
So the base of the sign will end up being perpendicular to Route 20.
That's correct.
If the base is expanded, okay, it would only be expanded towards the inside, away from Route 20. So in other words, it would not take up any more of the view going down Route 20.
I believe we can.
I'm not interested in the view aesthetically, I'm interested in that for safety reasons.
If that is the desire of the board, that it not move any closer to the street, then I believe that can be accommodated. Chuck, do you believe that's the case? Yes. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
Mr. Chair, Cole, if I may, how close is the sign to the road now? How far is that base from the curb cut in? Do we know that?
See if we have a picture of it.
I remember this sign going in.
It's already in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in a good distance.
It was all done.
Yeah, that was conforming.
Yeah, it was
didn't have any
conforming.
issues
Back in
with
the day.
setbacks when we put that in.
Okay.
That wasn't a problem.
Right.
Tough to tell from that picture.
Oh, that's,
That was, as a matter of fact, when that, because if you remember at the time, the dealerships were coming in, and then they would come back secondary for signs. And that's when it was always, they would demonstrate that the factories require a certain number in size and shape.
Right.
Right, so.
yeah. Is that a fact, though? I appreciate that Honda Corporate is telling you that this is their new design, but do they stipulate down to the size of the sign? Or is that something that you?
No,
can look-
options. They'll give
So
you
you can,
options.
you can locally decide that?
Yep.
But based on the view of where you're coming from, you want that seen?
Correct.
I can understand why you'd want to go up.
All set on the side?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes.
I'm good.
Okay. Ms. Roach?
Yeah, so just a couple things. I think if we look at the last page of our plan that shows, I guess, like the existing building with all the parking spots, for lack of better way to describe it, it shows you where the sign is. And when you're pulling out of that, when you're stopped to go left or right onto Washington Street, that sign is behind your car. You are not, that sign is not in the way of you looking on to 20 in either direction. I also think, and I think the sign company and the attorney is well aware, when they go to erect the sign, if they don't meet the setbacks, they have to come back. They can't, they're not asking for relief on the setback, they're asking for relief on the sign itself. So frankly, I think the setback is a little bit out of our purview. I think it's a good question, but I don't know that we can, they're not asking for that. Whilst I personally don't love the sign, no offense, I do think it's a little big. I do feel 100% that it is much safer than what we have now. Having people miss it and go and turn around and cross 20, I think that's a nightmare. I think having better signage, having people pull in and out with somewhere where they are very much aware where the entrance is, I think from a safety perspective is probably better. And also on the lighting, is the sign only going to be lit during hours of operation? Okay. Okay, I'm good then.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Bush?
I don't have anything additional.
Okay. So I see all the concerns of the board and the abutter. I see this again, I think, I mentioned earlier that it seems like a pretty good safety option to me, even though the sign does seem big. Couple of things we have to keep in mind is that we've been developing these automotive dealerships on Route 20 now for about 10 years, so to start, I don't say restrict, but, you know, we need to start welcoming some signs in that area, and I think personally, if you're a quarter or a half a mile away and being able to see where the big blue Honda sign is, anticipating for someone who's maybe not necessarily a great driver to say, hey, I can turn in a half a mile, I gotta turn a right, or somebody that might be a little bit older, I think that's a good anchor point to recognize where to pull in and out of the parking lot. And it is kind of somewhat on that bend, so elevating it above that, again, I think people coming into town from Route 20 and the Worcester side would benefit from a better view of that sign as well, especially because they're planning to take a left turn if they're coming from that way. So I think that gives a good anchor point to the entryway, is, I guess, what I'm saying. So that's just my 2 cents.
Meeting the setback is huge. I mean, that's, I don't think the sign will matter much as long as they're meeting the setback. Height is fine.
Okay. I'm going to check with our abutter one time. Is Tricia Wooldridge still available?
I am, and I also just finally realized which you're talking about, and I'm not in a butter to this project. So I apologize. I'm here for the one on Hampton. So, sorry.
You missed that one.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah, that went first.
Wow.
But we still appreciate citizens' comments on other hearings, so that's certainly welcome.
All right, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Good night. Okay, do I have any more questions or concerns from the applicant? For the applicant, I should say.
I have none.
No? Okay, do I have a motion to close the public portion of the
Motion
hearing?
to close, Mr. Chairman.
Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Sorry, Mr. Chair.
Okay, okay, good.
I think he wanted to comment.
I'm sorry, I know I closed, but go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, this is seven-member board, so it's a 6 out of 7 is required to pass, is that correct? 6 votes out of 7?
No, just who's present, right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's a 5-member.
Yeah, 5-member.
Five-member.
Bush is our alternate this evening. We normally have 2 alternates.
Oh,
So one of us is not here, they carry forward for us.
I see, so 4 out of 5 need to pass, correct? Okay. And I'm not sure if Auburn typically does this, but just, I get a sense of, I think, where the members may stand. But before a vote, this is obviously very important to my client. Is there a possibility to get a straw poll before the actual vote goes forward?
Yeah, we can't do that, unfortunately. I mean, we have to just do the vote.
Okay.
I don't know, I think the board, generally speaking, is reasonable with all of these decisions. I don't know what any one of them individually will do, but, I mean, I don't have any lack of confidence on where we are.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So, do I have any questions, concerns, comments?
Before a motion's made, Mr. Chairman, I agree with Ms. Roche. I mean, it's big. But from a safety perspective, I think it has benefits and it has merit. It's big. I mean, it's double the size of where it is now. It's going to stick out like a giant toothpick. But that's the goal, right?
Yeah, and we're in discussion, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and I think, if you ask me to put this sign in Drury Square, absolutely not.
Right.
Not a chance. I'm a hard no. But Route 20 has a lot of traffic. We all drive that road every day of our life, all the time. If my grandmother was trying to get in there, would I want the sign there? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Somebody from out of town, somebody who's not familiar, that's different. We have familiarity with that. We all know where that is. But 95% of the people coming to that dealership don't. And going up 20 and trying to hook a left and then turn around, I think you're just asking for somebody to get T-boned.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's fit for purpose for the location, right? So we would-
I think so.
I agree with that.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think
Because
so.
of the location is the
The location, this would not fit everywhere. We never set precedent in any given hearing.
Correct.
So I don't want anyone at home to be thinking that now's my chance to get in there and get the biggest sign I can actually manufacture. But, and obviously, we greatly appreciate all that this business brings to the town. But I think it's fit for purpose for location.
Well said. Mr. Cussy, you agree? Mr. Chacolo, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think, exactly. I mean,
Making things safer.
anytime you drive down Route 20 in an afternoon at a given time when you have the sun blazing in your eyes and et cetera, I think anytime we as a board can assist any type of traffic improvement, we should at least address it and look at it, right? So,
You're exactly right, Mr. Chairman, and Ms. Rhodes said it beautifully, and I don't have, unfortunately, a grandmother that drives, but, but I think that's an excellent point. I mean, what they're going for is absolute safety. And I see the strong point of where that setback is on that. I mean, that's not close to the road now. And even if they have to bump 2 feet, I imagine it'll be in the direction of the property, but even still, it's not encroaching on anything.
Right. And the majority of the increase in the sign is up, not wide, so.
Yeah. I like the sign. You don't like this?
I like the new.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for indulging me.
okay, so do I have a motion on the 605 applicant Richard Lundgren Incorporated requesting a special permit under section 7.8 of the Auburn zoning bylaw to erect a non-conforming sign located at 163 Washington Street, map 27, parcel 13?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve with standard conditions as stated.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. Congratulations. Good luck. You can contact the Department of Inspectional Services, and they can finish the paperwork for you and get all the stuff you need to get moving.
Thank you,
you all
Mr.
very
Chair.
much.
Thank you for the
Thank you very
discussion.
much.
Appreciate it very much.
Sure thing.
Okay. 610 applicant.
Do we need a motion to close? Mr.
Oh, yes, thank you so
Point of
much.
order. Thank
I
you, Mr.
appreciate that.
Make a motion to close, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6:05 is closed. 6:10 PM applicant,
Yeah,
Dr.
that was, they have a couple other miscellaneous things.
So we have a 6:10 PM applicant, and I'm going to apologize if I mispronounce your name. It's a Dr. Syed M. Ali Tahir, requesting a special permit under section 9.3 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a landfill to cemetery conversion project at 0 Cemetery Road.
That's
map-
actually not, sorry, Mr. Chairman, that's not on the posted agenda tonight.
Oh, okay.
It was advertised for it, and then it turned out that their application was incomplete, so it since was rescinded, and it'll be on for the October meeting.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so on to the 6:15 PM applicant, Mast Futures LLC, Timothy Johnson, requesting a special permit under section 3.2.2 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for the construction of a multiple two-family housing units totaling 42, map 10, parcel 78. And we were notified before this hearing would be continued, so I'm making a motion to open the hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to open the hearing.
And do I have a second?
Second.
And just for principle, we'll do a roll call on this one. Vice Chair Maron?
I approve.
Mr. Cussy?
I approve.
Ms. Chacolo?
Approve.
Ms. Bush?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
Approve.
And I vote to approve. So the hearing is open. We were asked for a continuance this evening at the very last minute due to a scheduling conflict. So I think what I would like to do now is to request a continuation till the October 17th hearing. Do I have a motion to continue to October 17th?
Mr. Chairman, given that we've been given prior notice before the meeting, I'll make a motion to continue.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, that. Okay, so again, just for the record on this one, Vice Chair Maron?
I approve.
Mr. Chacolo?
Approve.
Mr. Cussy?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
Approve.
Ms. Bush?
Approve.
And I vote to approve. So the 6:15 PM hearing, applicant Mast Futures LLC, Timothy Johnson, requesting a special permit under section 3.2.2 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for the construction of a multiple two-family housing units, map 10, parcel 78, is officially continued until October 17th, 2024, and this hearing will remain open in the event anyone would like to comment on it. Okay. The last thing we have is we have to reorganize. So, do I have a motion to, go ahead.
Nope, nothing, just clicking my pen.
Oh, I thought you might have wanted to add something to the last hearing, then I might have forgotten.
Nope, all
Because I
set.
appreciate you guys watching out for me.
Nope.
Okay, so we have to do our annual reorganization. Do I have a motion to reorganize, I guess? Is that how we do this?
Sure,
I
I'll make
think
a
we
motion to
take-
reorganize, and then we take
I
nominations,
think we
right?
take nominations.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to reorganize.
Okay,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. So we're going to reorganize. Do I have a motion for chair?
So, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to recognize and nominate yourself, Bob Tatro.
Thank you.
And with my full vote of confidence that you've done an excellent job of leading this group.
Thank you.
For several years now.
I will happily second that motion.
Thank you. Do we have anybody else?
I'm good, that's...
Okay, so can I have a vote for myself as chairman to continue working with a spectacularly professional group of people that I very much admire?
I'll make a motion as
That, though?
as stated, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So I guess we need a vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you very much. And I really do consider this a privilege to work with you all. I genuinely do that. Do I have a motion for vice chair?
Sure, I'll make a motion to renominate, I guess, Mike Marin as the vice chair, we call it? Yeah, as the vice chairman.
And I second that. Do I have any other nominations? Hearing none, seeing none, do I have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Congratulations.
And equally, thank you for your confidence. It is a humble pleasure.
Before we close for tonight, I think it might just be worth it again to mention on the record for either the home televised or anybody who's watching that, I think you said it in the beginning, but this will be the last meeting where no participation is allowed
Correct.
by
You're right.
anybody. Just as a second, in case anyone's watching, or we need to just clarify, if you want to attend the meeting or speak at the meeting, you need to come to the town hall meetings of the third Thursday of the month at 6 o'clock, and you need to come in person.
Well done. Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. All right, we're done.